Dub, what's in the tub? What's going on, my subscribers? Ace here, and today we're back with some more league battling tips, and we are not alone. As always, we are joined by Vsing HB,
Tangerines.
Tangerines, the word of
Yes.
the day,
Tangerines.
and Blase, 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 Blase.
Yeah, we're here to help you build a draft if you want to be in a league.
Yeah.
Give you some tips.
With leagues becoming more popular, we felt that it was important for us to give out information for you guys to be able to follow and help you build drafts. So last time we covered Volt Turn, and we explained how it was very important to have that on your team, especially in a league format. And if you guys missed that video, make sure to go back and check that out. And today we're going to be talking about cores. And Vsing, would you like to talk about the first type of core that you usually would try and look for in a league format?
Okay, well, first of all, when we say a core, it's usually a group of 3, sometimes more, but usually 3 Pokemon that work well and synergize well and cover each other's weaknesses and strengths and all that. So the first type of core that people tend to draft is a Fairy, Steel, and Dragon type core. And Ace will put on a little example on the screen right now and go over why this is a preferred core for people to draft.
Okay, so when you're looking for typings that resist a lot of typings and that create a lot of great situations for you competitively in a league format, looking for mons that have the synergy here in, let's say, Clefable, Mega Aggron, like these are just like mons specifically I think of that, like if I see them on an opponent's team, I am in for a tough battle because these mons are going to be sticking around for a long time. So if I see pretty much this lineup right here, if I see Clefable, Aggron, Garchomp, or you can even swap this for like Goodra or a plethora
Any
of
dragon,
any other dragon types. You can even do Salamence here. But I think of these mostly because these are a little bit more of the bulky side mons here. But these mons specifically, okay, so Clefable's here. Absolutely monstrous mon. Everybody knows, like when you play competitive Pokemon, Clefable is an absolute problem. This thing can sit here, Calm Mind up with the Magic Guard ability, and just give you lots of problems. And the only ways to really check that is a Steel type or a Poison type, respectively, if you can get those in. So then you have Aggron here, who completely neutralizes the Poison typing, and then you have Aggron here, or Garchomp here, so Iron Heads don't really affect you because you can put your Tank Chomp there with your Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, and just punish your opponent for trying to hurt your walls. And that's really great in league format.
Yeah, like I said, like Clefable's weak to poison and steel. You have your Aggron, which is immune to poison and resists steel. Your Aggron, which is weak to fire, which your Dragon resists, and your Dragon, which is weak to ice, which your steel resists, and obviously Fairy as well, which your steel resists. Yeah. So they work out like there's, like if you look at these 3, there's not really anything that hits all of them.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like nothing, like a Scarfed Fire Blaster can't come in and have fun.
Yeah, it can't just sweep through your entire team.
And that's the importance of the core, is to make sure you don't get bodied by like a singular typing or even like a singular move, because when you're thinking competitively, you don't think ground type, you think an Earthquaker.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking at right now, and an Earthquaker wouldn't be bad against this. So maybe you'd swap the Garchomp for like a Salamence.
That's actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I was at like I like as soon as you said
this is how your mind should work when you build a core. You look at it and you go, okay, you think of the main moves: Knockoff, Earthquake, Scald, and you think, okay, can anything here resist that or take it well? So now I just noticed that nothing really wanted to take an Earthquake, so you swap out your Dragon for a Flying Dragon.
Yeah.
And yes, you're quad weak to ice, but like we have the Steel type to resist.
Aggron right here, and Clefable will take an Ice Shard just fine, really.
Yep. So that's what, like, obviously this is like a specific core, like a Clefable, Aggron, and Salamence core, but like any Fairy, any Steel, any Dragon would work well together. Like you can grab, I don't know, like an Azumarill, a Durant, and a Dragalge, and they'd work perfectly well together.
Yo, I'm taking notes. Hold up. Slow down a little bit. I need to take some notes. It is
like
actually
any Fairy, like you want a Florges, a Magneton, and an Altaria. Like it works because they resist and cover each other's weaknesses. No, Altaria.
Just regular
Dragon.
Altar? Oh,
Yeah,
true. Yeah. Okay. Lost it there for a second. Picked it back up. Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Like any of the typings, they all go well together. They all go hand in hand. There will be some cases where there might be like some unique common weakness, like they might be weak to like a Weavile. Like it's just like one of those.
Yeah,
but that's
one of those
in the
mons.
league format. You can just like prepare for that.
Yeah, that's specifically.
Like if there's like a specific Pokemon that gets that type of coverage that covers everything in your core, you can work around it. Like it still should not be a problem if you prepare well enough for it.
Yeah. And realistically, if you have a core that like cancels out being swept by all of the other major sweepers except for maybe just one Mon, you're in a fantastic position in the league format because only one person can have that Mon.
Exactly.
And you're in the position where you can actually even pick that up if you really want to after you get your core.
Yeah. Like that's something pretty common. Like if you notice that one Mon, say you're planning a draft and you notice that one Mon runs through your core and the rest of your draft, you can actually just pick up that Mon.
Yeah.
You can draft it yourself.
And like other people have the same problems because they're probably looking for similar cores to what you have.
Yeah, like the Clefable Aggron Salamanders, like everyone would want stuff like that. The next type of core, which we'll go over quickly, is similar to this. It works the same way. It's just different typings. Is the obvious starter Fire, Water, Grass core.
Yep.
Right. And like, there's not much we can say on this. I mean, like, keep more works.
I want to go generic, so it's like easier to like understand.
You want to go generic?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's the same principle. Like, okay, so grass, you're weak to flying and ice, I guess. So what you have your fire type, like it's there to wall those.
Also,
fire
U-turn with Celebi specifically is a problem.
Well,
because it
with
is...
Celebi specifically, but grass types in general are weak to U-turn. Fire types resist bug, so resist U-turn. Your fire types are weak to water. Predominantly, like Scald is an issue, so they have your water and your grass for that.
Yep.
And it's the same principle, like water predominantly weak to Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. So you have your grass type, and obviously it's weak to grass as well. You have your grass type for that. And again, it's just that case of it cancels out each other's weaknesses, and they can hit what the other things can't.
Yep.
So it works both ways.
Specifically here with Heatran is weak to both grass and water and fighting. So you have your Celebi here who is psychic and grass, who resists absolutely both of those. So great core here. And you still have that steel type as well that you have over here in your Fairy Steel Dragon core over here. And then you also have this Milotic here who resists a lot of the things like, say, Earthquake that Celebi may not want to just swap in because it's more of a specially defensive wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like these are, like, again, specific examples. It works with basically any grass, fire, water mons. Like well, Azumarill again. Like I believe there is a core that covers both typings at once. I think it's Azumarill. I'm struggling.
Azumarill.
Azumarill, Heatran.
Yeah, Heatran, and then...
And what is it? A dragon... What do we need? A dragon something?
A dragon water?
Dragon water.
Oh, no, not water.
Yeah, so...
grass.
Okay, it might not be that. But there is one that covers both.
Grass. There's no grass fires. There's no grass... Oh, grass steel? Oh, Ferrothorn. Delete Heatran.
Fair Farm. So...
Alright, and then Fire Dragon...
Yo, so we're gonna pick up yeah, Charizard X. There you go. There's your perfect core, I guess.
I guess, kind of. I mean, you can run Bulkizard.
Yeah, Bulkizard's the thing. But like, another point is they don't have to be like really bulky walls or Pokemon for this to make sense as well. Like they can be offensive cores. Same principle, just in reverse, if you know what I mean. Like they cover each other's weaknesses as far as what they can't hit. Like you could have a bulky steel and a bulky fairy, then have an offensive dragon.
Well, actually, hold on. Look at this. Wait for it. Oh, no, wait. You can't run bulky Sceptile. Never mind.
Well, it works with Sceptile.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Sceptile... Oh. Sceptile Mega, and then you can have Heatran right here.
Yeah, like there's another one. Like
there you go.
like I was saying, like they don't have to be bulky mons for this to work. They can just be any of the typings because they still cover each other's weaknesses.
These
But
two weak
yes,
to poison
yeah.
here, but Heatran's immune to it, and anything that Heatran really loses to here, Azumarill picks it up. And then Azumarill is weak to electric, lightning rod immediately right here. Heatran will eat up any Thunderbolts, to be honest.
But yeah, like that's the basic principle, of course. Cover weaknesses. Have if you couple that with Volt Switch and Volt U-turn, like you're kind of set.
Like immediately add in, like say, I don't know, maybe not Mega Scizor. You could run, I don't know, what, Thunderous here?
Yeah, Thunderous. One of the few mons that gets both.
And then
gets Volt Switch and U-turn.
Yeah, I mean you could run both on that, and then just a U-turner specifically. Trying to think of one that would fit with this team.
Go Mew.
Sure, that works. But like, look at like the type coverage there. Like literally, you could bring this team, like these 5 Pokemon, to most of your matches and be in fantastic position because you have so much coverage typing wise. Like this mon here has the Prankster ability, Volt Turn, Thunder Wave there. You here with the Synchronize, so statuses. Like obviously, if your opponent's gonna go for like a Thunder Wave, you have Thunderous immediately there. You for the Synchronize, Heatran's immune to Toxic. You can have that Volt Turn immediately for that. Sceptile for people's physical walls, and Azumarill for special walls, and then Heatran to set up rocks. And then all you need is like a Defogger or a Spinner. Well, actually, you have Mew right there, so you can just defog away.
Yep. Pretty good team, and that's just using the 2 tips we've given you: a Fire, Water, Grass core or a Dragon Steel Fairy core plus Volt Turn, and you already have an amazing team. And that's only what, less than half of a typical draft.
Yeah, and that's like literally it's something that you can sit down and think about for a few minutes, and like you guys saw, where like we can look through and kind of see there's multiple mons that work in this situation. Like there's not specific mons that you need. You just like kind of look and you're like, okay, this typing works well together. These mons cover this weaknesses. Oh, this ability is perfect. Like Lightning Rod covers Azumarill's weaknesses. Thunderous is here. I think if you go for the other form, the Incarnate form, it gets Volt Absorb. So then you're even better there. Like you're even just better off there as well. And then you have Mew here who gets the U-turn and it gets defog, so you have that coverage of everything pretty much you need.
Yeah. Like we would like there's not much else to say other than like if you want proper basics on how to build a draft for a league format, you look at Volt Turn and you look at your core, whether it be Fire, Water, Steel, or Fire, Water, Grass, sorry, Dragon, Fairy, Steel. You can even have the Psychic, Dark, Fighting core. Like that's another one.
Yeah.
Like any triangle of typings that cover each other's weaknesses and resist each other type thing.
Yeah. But like with Fairy, Dragon, Steel, it's usually better because they resist so many typings by themselves usually.
And there's immunities as well.
Yeah, and then Fire, Grow, Water, Grass is because there's a plethora of mons that have that typing, so it's a really good common thing, especially like Grass for bulky waters, Fire for like those grass types to counter your bulky waters, and then bulky waters to be bulky waters, to be honest. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. So like in the last episode, like I said, we covered Volt Turn. And this episode we covered cores, so we have that all together. We'll be continuing on this series with some more tips that you guys can, just simple tips to make your team like go from being an okay team to being those little upper echelon teams, just with small things like this. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below, and share this with your friends and other people who you feel would be interested in improving their draft for league format. Thank you guys for watching.
If you have any questions, like feel free to leave them in the comments below, and we'll answer them. Like we'll read all the comments. If you have any like specific things you want to know, like is this mon good, or do these work together, you just put it in the comments and we'll let you know.
Yep. Always responsive, always happy to help. And you guys can tweet us on Twitter. Our Twitter links will be down in the description, and you guys can feel free to contact us. We're very nice people. Hubba's
sometimes
Hubba's a little more neck taking than me, but usually he'll be like happy to help pretty much most of the time. So either way. But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, make sure like button, subscribe, share, and yeah, that's gonna be it. Bye bye.
See you guys next time.